Choose your character.
All right. Welcome back to the Geek Set Podcast, the only podcast that blend hip hop culture and geek culture together. I'm your boy Deuces, and this is 101 with Deuces, the place where I speak with creators, curators, and people that you should know. And right now, man, we got a very, very dope brother. Right now, if you are living under a rock, then you probably don't know who he is, but he is captivating the world with the current series Bel-Air. But I'm talking with the man himself, Jordan L. Jones, aka Jazz. How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Man, you know, I'm doing amazing, man. I get a chance to talk with like people like yourself, and again, I'm all about giving people their flowers. And so, you know, shout out to Nori and Drink Champs for them like normalizing giving people their flowers while they're here. And I want to let you know, bro, like, your take on Jazz, the role that you, even that small role that you did in Snowfall, the show, being in Rail, bro, like your star is rising so much. And it's crazy is that, you know, when you watch this show, like Bel-Air has so much dope talent. And I love that how everybody, no matter what, all the actors, all the people behind the scene, all the people that are involved, they are having their shine. Like you guys are a collective, but it's like I'm watching independent interviews with you and independent interviews with, you know, other cast members. And I'm just like, yo, I got such high hopes for everybody on the cast. You guys are great at what you're doing. So I want to make sure you know, man, the people loving the show, they're really loving Jazz. And you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everything that you've been doing, bro.
I really appreciate that, man. Like for real, man. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, this is the this is the profession of no. And I tell people that all the time. I mean, like as an actor, this is not the only, but one of the few professions where I'll give you an example. Like if you work like a 9 to 5 or you work in a bank or something, you apply for that job. If your resume is good and the boss likes you and every question that they're asking you is the answer that they want, they're probably going to hire you, you know? There's a lot of times in this industry as an actor, like, oh my God, that was a great audition. You did perfectly. We all love you. And then you don't hear nothing back because of other stipulations and other certain things. So this journey is hard, you know? You got to keep a good head on your shoulders. So at the end of the day, everything you're saying, I really, truly appreciate because I work hard for it, for real. And not saying that other people don't work hard. We all do. But a lot of times, you know, you get a role and you wasn't even trying to. You just have that look. And then sometimes you try so hard and get attached to a role and you audition and you learned all these lines and then it has nothing to do with you why you didn't get the role. So it's harder to interpret sometimes. Sometimes you can get really down on yourself like, man, what am I doing wrong? And the answer is nothing. You kind of just got to stay in line. Like my mom always says, man, you just stay in line. As long as you stay in line, you're going to get to the front. So that's how I've been taking my career. And you know, right now we doing the thing, right?
Y'all doing your thing, man. But like, what's really even dope, and like, because you are in this new age of actors that we've seen, like from social media, right? So I'm gonna throw some big names out there, but like, we saw Issa Rae from YouTube to this icon that she is right now. We've seen Damson Idris. We've seen Melvin Gregg. We've seen all these people who they've had a life on social media before they were popping, but they were still grinding, right? So similar to that, you're walking that path. I'm talking about, we've seen you online on Twitter talking cash about NBA 2K, about Call of Duty, about, you know, live tweeting about with shows and stuff like that. So it's really dope to see that, because fans of, you know, us fans of you, we are more like, we're more in depth. Like it's like in depth and invested in your star rising. Like you think about it, like when you see Will Smith, we'll use Will Smith for this because, you know, you've been working with him, but like he comes from Hollywood where you have to have that mystique, that mysteriousness, right? Just over the past 3 years, he started getting on social media and touching, you know, the fans more and connecting with them. But
he's a master at social media, so just to put that in.
But like I said, you are within that. So I wanted to ask you though, like, with that process and kind of like with, you know, like you did sketches and everything like that, and now you're doing like, you know, movies and shows and everything. How was that transition? Like, was there a point where you said, you know what, I need to focus on this and not do sketches anymore? Or like, what was that transition for you?
Well, I'll put it this way. I appreciate you for saying everything you're saying. But I think one of the reasons I kind of got into sketches because I went to USC and I was doing obviously like having class and stuff like that. So having a manager and sending me on auditions, it wasn't really working because like my schedule wouldn't allow it. It was like, okay, like the way auditions work is, okay, you got to audition today at 6. Can you make it? Nah, I got a final. You got to audition tomorrow. Nah, I can't learn the lines for it. I got a class. I gotta go. I have to go. So right. I can't, you know. And so I just started off on Snapchat. And I'll say this. I started off on Snapchat, just kind of just being funny, doing my own thing. Had like a small following, just doing comedic stuff. And then I tapped in with a guy named Markian, who is great guy, a friend of mine to this day, but he just enjoyed my energy. So that's when we kind of started doing sketches, just about like things that are like relatable. Yeah. I would do certain chronicles and stuff like myself, and I'd do like Wake Up Jones, and I would do all these different things. But one thing that I always wanted to do was be an actor. Like not an actor, but I want to be an entertainer. You know, I want to make people laugh. I want to make people laugh. I want to make people cry. I want to change people's lives. I want people to know who I am and how I make them feel. Yeah. And one thing that I respect, especially about, like, you know, I've worked with Just Hilarious, DC, yeah. Like, one of my favorite comedians, Desi Banks, were cool. And at the end of the day, I see the work that they put into that. You're going to laugh. I see the work that they put into, I'm talking about camera-wise. I'm talking about consistency. I'm talking about writing everything down and actually having a plan for it. I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. For me, it was like, there was a couple times I have certain things where like, okay, yo, we're going to plan this out and we're going to do this video. And then I do it. I'm like, damn, that was a lot of work. Like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? And so I respect them for that grind and that hustle. So the transition really was, I mean, at the end of the day too, I'm a big person, a big advocate of like, you know, put your own stuff out there and let things come to you. Yeah. But I was like, let me try, you know what I'm saying? Just getting a manager, getting an agent, you know, just taking like the old fashioned road. You know what I'm saying? Nothing against like people who work hard. It's not about working hard or not. I just wanted to see what this road was like. And, you know, so they're putting me out on auditions. We had meetings about like, okay, what roles do I want to go out for? And, you know, this, that, and this. And doing that and them sending me on auditions, I was like, man, this is hard too. Like at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I got 2 auditions tomorrow. So those 2 completely different characters. This one's 8 pages. This one's 11 pages. Got it. I might not get either of them. So you got to keep moving. So you do both those auditions. I got acting class that night because now you have a manager agent. So they're like, you need to do this acting class, a 6-week course. You need to be an improv. You need to do this. And I'm like, why can't I just, you know, this, I'm like, I don't know what's harder, the social media thing, because you got to be consistent and do all this, or this, because they always putting you out on stuff. So once I did that, I was like, damn, this is hard too, but let me just continue, like, you know, to be myself and bring myself. And I think like the first audition I did, it was for Criminal Minds. I'll never forget it. Okay. Callback for it. I didn't get the role, but I got a callback for it. And so I got the callback and I was like, damn, like I can really do this. Like I kind of like this, you know what I'm saying? And in a weird way, when I'm telling you about the journey, it's crazy. So, and usually people take, you know, 5 years, 10 years to get on something crazy. People are like, oh my God, Viola Davis is so good. Kevin Hart. I'm like, and oh my God, didn't she come out of nowhere? I'm like, Viola Davis has been acting for 30 years. and y'all just didn't know. Like, y'all, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it takes a long time to become an overnight success. And for me, not saying that I was an overnight success, but like I booked Rel, like the series regular, like a dream job, and like my first like 5 months acting.
I was about to say that like your first official credit is 2017, and then Rel is in 2018. But exactly. here's where I hold it high, and I saw like your peoples was coming at Charlemagne at that time when he said it, but it was just because he wasn't aware. So like I know there's no beef between, you know, like, but that casting choice. But I love how Rel was like, yo, like, yeah, I could not replace Jordan L. Jones, so I fought for him. And I was like, yo, like it's a testament to your acting, because you got to think all the big names that were associated with it.
Oh yeah.
You were like, you know, one of the newer actors, but it was like you captured that character to the point where Rel was like, nah, this can't change. This needs to be it. And your impact on that show is felt. And I think that that's why, like, you have such close relationships with the cast, with Just Hilarious and everybody, and Sinbad and all, because it's like they like.
Sinbad called me the other day, man. I was yeah, man. But me and Sinbad talk. Real quick, I think it's so funny that you said Charlemagne, because to this day I can't wait till I go back on the Breakfast Club. I did the Nick Cannon show, and Angela Yee, she wants me on there. I don't know when it's going to be. I think Jabari's on there today, but I don't know when it's going to be. But I have words for Charlemagne, because I'll never forget that day, because Charlemagne was asked Rel about what's it like working with, you know, people like, you know, Sinbad, Jess, DC Young Fly, and I'm like,
right here, I'm like, bruh, like
I'm on the cover. I'm
right,
like, I'm on the billboard. I'm like, you ain't gonna be. I was like, all right, bet. I never forget that. So it's funny how you brought that up, because you noticed it. I'm like, my nigga.
Yeah. because I like, you know, being in this media space, like, so like one of the things that I pride myself on is, and I kind of got like this warpath on, like, I'm trying to be everything the opposite of Vlad. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't look for controversy. I don't try to trip people up and things like that. But you know what I'm saying? And so it's like when I saw that moment, I was like, all right, do I bring it up? I was like, no, I want to bring it up because I'm not bringing it up in malice. I knew.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I knew what that moment was, but I knew, because I can tell, like I said, I've been following you since then, but like I saw the reaction. I saw your people like, yo, Charlemagne need to know, like we need to pull up. And I'm like, man, it's crazy how full circle it comes, because when you see it now, like I'm pretty sure, like, you know, saying like with everything that you have been doing and everything, is like, oh, that conversation is going to be a really dope conversation.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm gonna bring it up to him in fun, but it's just like, yeah, I remember you just ignored the fact that I was even knowing this. And then Rel was like, yeah, because we have people, you know, like Jordan L. Jones, and I was like, my dog.
So as that goes, so you kill it in Rel and everything like that. So then you have this smaller role in Snowfall, but it was such an impactful role, and you was with the two main characters. I wanted to ask, funny, how many takes did you go through with Melvin throwing you up against the wall?
These are great questions, though. So I'll tell you this story. So we're doing it, right? And I'm like, well, who is this? Or whatever the line was. And he was like, nigga, he asked you a question. And he put me up on the thing. Boom, right? So the way the door was, it was like kind of like an old, like it was an old type of home. So like, it's like the outside of the door had shape to it. So like it was like this, and then like there was like a little mantle like this. Yeah. And then it went back down. It was just like a little piece, like a little piece on the door or something. Right. And so he did that, boom, and we're in it, right? So it's like, oh, fuck you, and like all this stuff. Yeah. And probably after the second time he did it, because we did like 15, 16, because you gotta get the people different coverages. Yeah. We probably did 15, 16, maybe 20 times, right? Just different, like 5 this way, change the camera angle, get Melvin's coverage, you know, get his coverage, but you still gotta do it. And after maybe the second, third take, Melvin, cool dude, one of the coolest people ever. He was like, hey man, like, are you good? Cause like, you know, does it hurt? I'm like, nah, bro, like we in it. You know what I'm saying? When we in it. The director comes up to me, he was like, hey bro, we got a back plate if you need it, like a little like plate to put in your, you know what I'm saying? Like no one can see it, like y'all wouldn't be able to see it. And so like when he does that, it don't hurt. I'm like, man, stop playing with me, bro. Like we acting, like it's actually making me like more angry, you know? Dog, by like the 5th, 6th take,
like back plate.
Hey, what y'all say about that back plate? I was like, hey, remember you talking about that back plate like 20 minutes ago? Is that still an option? Because after a while, it started hurting. You know what I'm saying? Because I also gave him the okay. So he really put me up there. Like, Melvin, big dude. Yeah. Boom. One take, I was like, nah, that's it. I'm going to need that back plate. I can't. Hey, this starting to hurt.
If you wanted to have a good spectrum of acting, action is a big thing, especially superhero stuff. Like that gave you like a a introduction to like, all right, this is some of the stuff you have to deal with.
Yes, and it's a difference too. Like it's cool that you know you can still be in the moment.
Yeah,
you ain't gonna break your back. You know what I'm saying? Like even like stunt doubles wear pads. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we just out here jumping and land on our necks and be like, yeah, we good. Like no, I'm not good. I'm gonna need some, you know. So that was probably my first time doing something that like vigorous and violent. That was such a great time too, man. I mean, and Dan, and not to go on a little tangent, but Damson is so funny because he is so like he has like 3 accents. And so like when he talks like this, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like talks like I'm really from here, homie. Yeah. And then when we cut, he just goes back to regular American. Like regular talking like this, and then when they sign out at the end of the day, he goes back to talking like this, you know, like back from East London. He talk, you know, so it's like he has 3.
I didn't even know you had an East London.
I mean, I'm just saying. I actually don't know. He's probably not from East London if he's watching this.
No, well, I'm saying,
but like he's from the UK. He's British, so he'll go back to the British accent. But in the day, he's just talking regular, kind of like this, like American. And then when he talks like this, when he really doing it, you know, on the show, like on the show, he talks like this, you know what I'm saying? But then like, and then when we cut, still on the show, it's like lunch break. He doesn't go back to talking British. He just goes back to talking regular American. Yeah. And then we sign out for the day.
I was saying I didn't know that you had a British accent in your repertoire.
Oh, it's terrible. It's awful.
I don't. It was better than what I could do. So getting it. So being that, like I said, Snowfall, how the impact that was and working with that, like you have like some heavy chops with the people that you work with. So moving on to Bel-Air and getting with, you know what I'm saying, Will Smith and that whole cast, and knowing that the original cast approved of it, how dope was it as you being an actor and trying to find your way? How dope was it that like both Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff was like, yo, do your thing. Like they didn't really put you in a box. They allowed you to have creative freedom with your character and not just do like a retake of what we already saw. Yeah. Like how dope was it to have that freedom and security from like the OGs?
Well, I think personally, that was, you know, I think that was the best part, even still for me. I mean, Will Smith is like my idol, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that just because he's my boss and none of that, but like when it comes to like comedy, I enjoy it, but I don't ever want to be boxed in that way. Yeah. I want to be able to do drama. I want to be able to be like the sexy dude, you know what I'm saying? And I want to be able to still do comedy, but I want it to all be believable. You know what I'm saying? It's like if Denzel had a stand-up comedy special, some people Denzel's the best actor ever. Mm-hmm. To me, just the best actor ever. But like, I'm not trying to see him do stand-up comedy. You know what I'm saying? He might even be good. Right. But like, I'm like, nah, like, you know what I'm saying? That ain't his stuff. But like with Will Smith, I say Will Smith and Jim Carrey. Like when it comes to physical comedy, like Martin Lawrence is like my favorite. Like I watch Martin like crazy.
Hold on. I got something for you. I want to, because I'm about to impress you here.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy, Martin, Will Smith. That's your 3, right?
That's my 3.
That's your 3. See, I do my research.
That's my 3. Yeah, that's my exact 3. And Eddie Murphy and Martin are more the physical comedy when I'm like, you know, like that's Martin is like my favorite show. Fresh Prince is like the best show ever. And I think that as I, you know, progress in this journey, what I love about Will is that like, man, he one of the funniest. Fresh Prince, he is hysterical. But then he can do Pursuit of Happiness. He can do King Richard. He can do I Am Legend. He can do Bad Boys where, like Martin Lawrence plays the funny guy and then Will plays the straight guy. Mm-hmm. But like even in doing that, he's still comedic.
Yes, he was.
Like he's still comedic, but he's still like the sexy, like cool, suave dude. And all of it is very believable. So I want to be in that. And that's why he's one of my idols. So for one of my idols to genuinely tell me, first of all, to him to look at my audition tape and be like, that's the dude. I mean, I still, when I told him this and I was like, I don't even know what to say right now. Crazy. And even DJ Jazzy Jeff, man, I mean, one of the coolest dudes like I've ever met, just a cool dude. And he told me the same thing. He said, hey man, just, even though it sounds like cliche, he just, bro, just keep doing you. Because at the end of the day, this show is so like drastically different from the original. And that's why I'm glad we're kind of getting far on. Like today, episode 8 aired. Yeah. And it's like finally people not are detaching, but I don't, everybody, like, it's
get
not
it.
the same show. It's not
bro,
the same show.
I've been fighting this fight for y'all. So like one, I'm a fan of directors, right? And so I've been a fan of Morgan Cooper for a while. And I remember when he dropped the original, like just concept trailer, right?
Yeah.
And I just remember I was like, yo, this is dope. And I was telling people all the time, I was like, the biggest, like at that time when he had dropped the trailer, the big announcement was Will Smith said he liked the trailer, like before the show.
Yeah.
I remember that moment, like, yo, that's dope. And then I remember when you start hearing, like, wait, Will Smith thinking about really doing it and everything like that. So it was like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying, seeing that. And I was like, I've been a Bel-Air warrior for you guys. Cause I'm like, fam, one, y'all need to look up the definition of reimagine. Because this is not a remake, this is not a reboot, this is a reimagine. It's the characters are the same as far as like base name, but what the storyline, their walk, what they're going through is going to be completely different.
Completely different.
Yeah.
and that's a testament to why they say just keep it the same. Like, sorry, just do you. Yeah. Because like, even just give you an example of like the dialogue that I've gone through in this, or like my journey in this, this season so far. None of that has happened in the first one. So there was no part of me to try to be like, okay, so what would Jazz from the original do in this situation? He was never in this situation. You know what I'm saying? He was never like a guru to Will. He just was it's not a bad thing. It was a comedy. We didn't need to introduce, how did they meet? Everybody in real life knows DJ Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith are like best friends. Yeah. So it's like when he pops on the show, you get, that sitcom standing ovation. You don't ask no questions. You know who he is. It doesn't matter. It's a 30-minute sitcom. You have to be like, but how did they? You're not going to do that. But in a dramatic fashion in real life, it's kind of like, okay, but you have to put in how they met. You have to put in, okay, why are they related to each other? Okay, because I'm from inner city Los Angeles, from inner city Philly, and at the same time he's a fish out of water, and he can relate to me. You know what I'm saying? And it just makes sense. Even like you said, like Will, like Jabari, like Jabari says this all the time. I think it's perfect. He said it's like if you took the first one and each character you just like peel back layers like that, a journal. Yep. And like this is their journal. Like the sitcom stuff was like all the surface stuff. This is like, okay, if we're gonna talk about Hillary, this is what she's going through. Yeah. If we're gonna talk about Jazz, instead of like him just cracking a joke once I hear that get thrown out, I gotta know, what does Jazz actually go through? Who does Jazz really, you know what I'm saying? How would it be like genuinely? So that's how it's kind of like, there's no way they can even say, hey, just try to act like Jazz. I couldn't. Right. Of course, the physical, I got the shades on, I'm funny and all that. But I'm thank God, like I just bring me to it. And that's what the people like. So I'm blessed to be able to do that. Because on top of that, like I think Olly, I'm speaking to existence. Olly, who plays Carlton, I think he's gonna win an Emmy, man. I think he's gonna win an Emmy. He's so good. Same with my example, same with Adrian Holmes, who plays Uncle Phil. Yep. They are acting.
Bro. Fam, I told people this, and I said, within the first 3 episodes of Bel-Air, the actor who plays Carlton, he made himself as hated as Joffrey in Game of Thrones.
People say that all the time. I can't go that far. Joffrey, I can't. I'm sorry.
Well, no. So listen, I'm all for his redemption. But what I'm saying is that how much people hated his character is how much people hated Joffrey, and that took 2 seasons for people to hate Joffrey, and he did it in 3 episodes. I'm like, bro, that man is acting. That is
acting. Any like he invites it. Yeah. People talk trash. He'll go right. I posted a picture of us. We did Family Feud, and then at the end of my caption, I said, and swipe to see Carlton smile for once. Right? And then he comments, he goes, my nigga, why did you post this? I got an image to uphold. like he plays around with it so much. And the funniest thing is like, he's the nicest person.
Oh yeah. I bet.
Like nice. I'm not saying I'm a dick or anything, but like Olly is way nicer than me. Way nicer than anybody on the cast. He is the nicest person ever. I can tell him something, he'll be like, hey bro, I can come through like real quick, like we can kick it, I can bring some food. I'm like, nah, I'm good, bro. Like as in like if I'm hurt or something like that or whatever, I'm like, dude, man, I got a headache, I'm hungover. Bro, you need something, bro? I'm low-key in the area and I can pull up. I'm like, nah, but I thank you so much.
Right.
Like,
good looking out, bro.
He's like overly nice. So it's funny how his character is so hated. And like, not that Adrian's character is hated, but like Adrian, like he has this deep voice and he's like, I move mountains for you and like, and all this stuff. He don't act like in real life. He's like, yo, what up? Yo, like he is not, you wouldn't even know. If you don't meet Adrian, you would think that's him. Like he is not, like he is acting. Olly is acting. I say me, Jabari, Coco. Not that we're not acting, because of course we're acting, but they acting. Like,
I get what you're saying.
Like we are. Like, I'm bringing myself. Like they sometimes I'll talk to Olly and he'll be like, "And like we're having lunch." He's like, "Nah, I gotta go to the trailer and like tap in." And I'm like, "Oh, like nah, I got because my scene is different. I gotta get these words word for word because they're powerful." Me, sometimes I improv, I add lines like in that line where when I pull up to the house. And I'm like, nigga, you didn't tell me your family was white.
Right.
There was no line there. It just was, we supposed to look up and be like,
so that was improv.
I just said it because I felt like it.
That's dope.
I just felt it in the moment. And I was like, and the funniest part about that is that was the first day of a shooting. So we're supposed to walk out the car and just kind of look at the mansion and be like, damn, this is crazy. And on the second take, I was like, fuck it. Cause like right there, it just seems like there should be something. So I do it. I'm like, nigga, you didn't tell me your family was white? And the whole crew started laughing to where like we couldn't use the take because like the camera's shaking and like, cause they didn't see it coming. And then they end up keeping it in the thing. So like, that was great too. And it's a testament to Morgan. And it's so funny how I'm talking about how great everybody else is. And this is my interview, but
I love that. But that's a testament to the cast, as a testament to the environment, and a testament to the script. But I love that story that you just said about it because, you know, when you hear about like, you know, you got to think on something with, you know, somebody like Will. You probably like, fam, all right, I'm gonna just do it down to the T. Like sometimes you psych yourself out of, I don't want to take too much creative liberty because I don't want to disrespect their vision, right? But then the fact that you did that and got that response, I know that was a huge confident boost for you. Like, yo.
Oh, 100% for the rest of the season. And then Morgan coming to me, like, and sometimes I'll over ask questions and Morgan's like, dude, I do this to let y'all shine. Like, dude, sometimes even when I'm like, just say I'm improv or energy or whatever, he'll be like, hey, you can even do more. You can do more. And I'll be like, really? Like, cause I'm trying to it's not like I'm trying to go off script, but it's like, I can bring more, you know, and he allows me to do that. So it's just been great working with all these people, man. Everybody's so great. Everybody's so good. And people think sometimes that like, you know, me and Jabari and, you know, me and Olly and me and Simone, who plays Lisa, we always hang out all the time. We always hang out. And some people are like, man, y'all friends in real life? And I'm like, yeah, dude. And it doesn't happen like that with every set. A lot of sets I work in, it's not about people being mean. It's just like, you know, we cool, we work, we love each other there, and then we go home. This is like a real, like, family. We really fuck with each other, like, for real. Like those are like my brothers for real. I can really say that. I can really say that. It was at my crib last night, all vibing.
Right.
I'm not, you know, I don't want to put his business out here, like, but like Jabari's staying with me because like right now he's like moving places.
That's what I wanted to bring up about Bel-Air and about y'all friendship, which is really dope. Because it's like, okay, so you, like I said, we'll call 2017, you start in the industry and everything like that, right? And Jabari, this is his first role, like his first major role. And so it's like how Jazz was like already in LA dealing with the people in LA and kind of ushering, you know what I'm saying, Will in saying like, yo, we can connect. You are kind of doing that and acting with Jabari. It was like, yo, all right, listen here. I know I ain't got all the experience, but I got a little bit on you. Let me help you out and stuff like that. So it's like, it's really dope. And then plus, like, you know what I'm saying, knowing that you were from Dallas and moved to LA. He's from Philly, moved to LA. So it's like, y'all really got like, to like be able to connect out, like similar to the characters. And I thought that was really dope and probably why, like how it was so easy for y'all to connect like that.
I think that you asking the craziest questions because I say that shit all the time because our characters in the show are just like us in real life.
Yeah.
Like I'm, I moved from Dallas, but like I'm from LA. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom lived in Inglewood.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, I had to transition. My mom didn't want me, just like the schooling, like public school. So she put me in private school and sacrificed a lot so she can, manage and afford to put me through private school because she just wanted a better life for me. So when I first came to private school, it was so different. It was like because public school is like, I'm just being real. It's like all black people, maybe one white dude, and I was the opposite. And so now I'm the fish out of water, trying to fit in, but like never losing who I am. Like, never acting like Carlton. Never,
right.
Never let my white friends say nigga just because now I'm a part of them. Like, no, I was always like, not trying to figure it out, but just like, hey, throughout this whole journey, stay yourself. And I reaped all the benefits of that because I was never in cliques. All the cliques was like, I was in every clique in high school. Because no matter what, I can hang out with them, I can hang out with them, I can hang out with them, this. So in real life, then Jabari is actually from Philly. Yeah. When he came to shoot, this was his first time in LA. Yeah. Just like in the show, his first time in LA, like it genuinely was. And after the first day we linked, we started vibing. It was kind of like, hey, I'm gonna take you around. Like I'm gonna take you around, I'm gonna show you things. Cause I see parts of me and you. Mm-hmm. Like just like that innocence, like Jabari is younger than me, you know what I'm saying? Not by a lot. That's like one of my brothers, but like he is younger than me. So like, sometimes I gotta, I just want to tell him about how life is gonna go sometimes because this is his first thing, This is his first thing. And the thing is, it's not his first time acting. Like he's been doing theater and stuff, but his first time on television, and he's fucking killing it, dude. He's so good. I'm like, I'll even ask him to. So I'm like, bro, how you crying every scene? How you that boy be crying, bro. I be like, boy, there you go. I said, there you go crying. We was watching something. There you go crying again. But like our characters in the show are so similar. And that's also a testament to Morgan because Morgan is such an energy person. He could just feel when it was you. Yeah. He can just feel it. Like when I first did the audition, I thought I didn't get it because when I'm doing the audition, he didn't ask me to do anything. And when the Rail show was different, when I did the chemistry read for that, the director asked me, okay, well, change it up here. Okay, do it like this. Okay, do it like that. Okay, do it like, okay, tone it back a little bit. Okay, do it like that. I thought I didn't get the Rail show. Come to find out, fast forward, he was like, dude, you had it the whole time. We just wanted to make sure you could take directions. If you're quick with taking directions, if you could, all that stuff. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Now, fast forward to the audition. It's a chemistry read on Zoom. And after the first scene, Morgan's like, great, do the next one. Great. Okay, perfect.
Right. So
see you later. I called my mom right after. I was like, I didn't get it. She said, what, did you mess up? I said, nah, he just didn't. Like, I know what I'm talking about. He didn't ask me nothing. Fast forward again, the first day we're shooting, we're all having lunch. Morgan was like, how'd you feel when you first got the role? I said, well, first of all, I didn't think I got the shit because you didn't ask me nothing. And he was like, dude, sometimes you just know. And he said, when you first started talking to Jabari, I just knew.
That's dope. That's dope.
And I'm like, wow, sometimes it's not about, it's not about not that it's not about preparation, but you always got to stay prepared and let the chips fall where they may. But like if you're preparing everything, you mess up a line or something, niggas already know what it is. And my mom always says it's like, it won't open if it's not your door. You know what I'm saying? And it will open if it is, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't have to do all this stuff and give this great performance because he already saw it before I even did it. And he already knew. And it's like, that's so crazy how his mind is. And he felt like that about all of us. So the fact that the cast and everything is like so close and like all these things is a testament to him just knowing, having a gut feeling and going with it. Because we didn't even meet. Like the chemistry, like, with the Real show, like it wasn't COVID. I'm actually in the room. You can feel the vibes.
Right.
This is through the computer screen. And the fact that we're all close and stuff, it's like, I don't really know you. You know what I'm saying? It's through the computer screen. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really dapped up Morgan, met him, got a vibe, all that. He was like, nah, I can see you through the screen. I know it's you.
Hey, that's dope. I mean, but that again, it stands a testament to your acting. And like I said, that's one of the things why, like, when you're on screen, because like the one thing that I love about this series right now is, like I said, they're giving more depth to the characters that we love, right? Like, so like the depth that they're giving to Jazz and Hillary, like knowing that there's that pending relationship. And even I didn't watch the today's episode, but last episode where Jazz had to pretty much call her out on her morals. And I love the fact of that because it's like it wasn't negative. It was more so calling out, but it's like the pending relationship and seeing how this Hillary stands for something and how this Jazz is more insightful and stand for something, knowing that when, I guess I'm just going to call it, but knowing when they finally do get together, that power couple structure that they will essentially have. Like, I love how they're playing into that. Like, I can't wait to see the character growth and the storyline with them too, because I think that is going to be dope. Because like I said, I love how, again, like you said, this Jazz is a little bit more wise. Like the way that you are doing this Jazz, it makes no sense for this Jazz to get thrown out. It's like, you too cool for that. But the one thing that I would love for you to have.
Hey, you a smart dude. Let me tell you that.
Yeah. The one thing though, like I love that how like this show does do like subtle nods. At some point, I hope that they do at least the handshake. I hope that you and Jabari at least do that.
Okay, watch this. I'm gonna tell you this without telling you nothing, but you're gonna get a better understanding for it.
Yeah.
The handshake, the throw out the house, the Carlton dance.
I know that's not coming.
The Trevor, will you marry me?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying that about the Carlton dance. I'm not saying that about the Carlton. What I am saying is this, as a viewer though, don't be like, not you, to the viewers out there.
I know.
When you're waiting on these things to happen, you can wait for them to happen. So I'm not saying stuff is going to or not going to happen.
Right.
But I'm saying while you wait and you try to assume when it's going to happen, make it make sense.
Yeah, make it make sense.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's like the handshake. That's a very simple thing. Yeah. But, like, when would it happen? At a time where, like, you know, a handshake is really supposed to happen.
Yeah.
The Carlton dance. You've seen Carlton's character.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he won't or will, but he probably not going to do it in the times where it don't make sense.
Right.
When have you seen them dance at all?
Right. He not gonna dance. He ain't gonna see Will and Lisa and do like, oh, okay.
Hey, Jazz getting thrown out the house. I saw tweets after the first episode. I'm 30 minutes in and Jazz still ain't got thrown out the house. I ain't been inside the house. Right. How am I supposed to get thrown out the house and not inside of the house?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
So it's like, make it make sense. It's like, okay, so when will Uncle Phil probably throw him out the house? Maybe on some, you know, maybe he don't like him and Hillary. Maybe Jazz comes in and, like, you know, hits the house on some crazy or something like that. It just, what I'm saying is like, and that's not even the plots. Right. I'm just like, make it make sense when I'm looking at all these tweets and stuff. It's like, don't worry about when it's gonna happen or not. Like you said, we be doing subtle nods, everything. Like, you know, I'm pulling up, license plate said fresh, got a dice in the mirror, you know, nods.
Yeah.
The Carlton, like the way that they're gonna do the Carlton dance is funny. It's funny. But like it's like I'll put it this way. It's not like, I'm still not saying they aren't.
Right.
Because it's actually a complicated answer. And when you see it, you'll see what I'm talking about.
I don't want to get nobody saying anything they ain't got to say, but I get it though. And you said that's what it's saying. Like, I love the subtle nods. So, all right. So because we're approaching towards the end, I want to make sure I respect your time. But there's one thing I want to ask, and then we got 2 segments that will end it out. But cool. One of the things that you said on a while ago, you said that you can approve any movie by adding zombies to it, right? That's what you had said. So, and then, so like, not necessarily in a sense of with the zombies, but knowing that this show is reimagining, more serious approach to it. What show that you think would either be would be dope to get the same like Bel-Air treatment or add zombies to it, like within your theory?
I got you. I mean, that's a hard question, because I'll tell you why it's a hard question, because I didn't like, this is new for me. The fact that the show is so good is new. Not that I didn't think it was going to be good, but from the beginning, like I tell this in interviews too, I turned down the audition because Fresh Prince was my favorite show.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are they doing? Like, what are you doing with my favorite show? Like, actually. Yeah. And then my manager's like, no, you have to do this. I don't give a fuck. You have to do this. So I'm like, all right, now I'm reading a breakdown. I'm like, Morgan Cooper. I'm like, well, I said, is this the same nigga who did the trailer? I rewatched the trailer. I read the script. Now I'm into it. I'm like, okay, they're not redoing Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
I read the first. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I'm not gonna do another sitcom of Fresh Prince. I would be shot in the street. I would get shot in the streets. That's how Morgan is. And the thing is, like, you know, but we trusted Morgan's vision and all that. So when you talk about like the Bel-Air treatment, and not to toot our own horn, you know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to everybody else doing reboots. And it seems like right now is like the wave of the reboot, but I think we're so different where it's like we're not like we're not a reboot.
Hey,
like we're called the
Fresh
Prince.
we're
called, like, you know what I'm saying? We're called the Fresh Prince reboot, but we not the Fresh Prince reboot. They say that in the tabloids, and we don't have enough time to text freaking deadline and say that's not it. So we have to just go with it. When motherfuckers saw that trailer, they was like, oh, hold up. This is I was waiting for this trailer so I can hate on it. Hey, man, you can't hate on this, man. You can't hate on this show, dog. You can't hate on small things because you don't like it because of the first one, but that's you being stuck there. We're not trying to do that. I've seen people be like, yeah, I don't know about Uncle Phil. Why is he not big? I'm like, okay, well, like, I can't, like, that's just dumb. Like,
that's
like,
dumb.
You know, that's just dumb. I can't even entertain that. You know what I'm saying? But you watch the show for what it is, it's different. So, like, you know, I'm not going to name all the reboots and, like, all that stuff. And, like, I got friends who are actors in some of these shows, but not to toot our own horn, but, I mean, we just different. Yeah. We different. So it's like, where would I give the other shows like that Bel-Air treatment? Like, I don't know.
Hey, I respect that answer, bro. I respect that.
I think we get our own treatment. I think we get our own.
y'all, but you got to know that y'all starting the wave. This reimagining and taking it serious and turning the whole show. I guarantee you, there's going to be another show that follows that treatment because, like, we've gotten reboots. Like, they did the whole iCarly reboot, but it's still the same characters, like same actors. They did, you know, like, oh, these people grown up now. But this is the first one that is a completely different reimagined, and it's still just as dope. Like for the sitcom Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that is like a classic. Like, you cannot reproduce that sitcom. But this is on its way of being like, yo, this is something like we haven't seen. Because, like, I remember we had a debate on our podcast. So outside of me doing these interviews, we do a bi-weekly podcast, and we had a debate after the first. When I think they dropped the first 2 episodes, right? And I said
they dropped the first 3 on the first thing, but y'all probably just watched the first 2. I mean, I don't care.
and we had a debate because one of my guys was like, yo, I'm getting power vibes, and I'm like, bro, do you like, as much as I love Power has a lot of ridiculous tropes. And I said, I'm not saying, I was like, because you still got to remember.
And I love Power. I've caught up on all of them.
Me too. And I
agree with you.
I was like, but you got to understand, like, okay, Uncle Phil is still Uncle Phil. Like when you watch the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the undertone was Uncle Phil was this guy who made it out, and he kind of lost his way connection to his past. So Will's purpose in the show, outside of being a better man, his purpose was to help Uncle Phil realize his roots. And Uncle Phil's purpose was to help Will be a better man. So I was like, in this show, I don't want it to go the power route. And I said, I don't get the vibes. I was like, I like the fact that the one mistake that Uncle Phil made was to save Will. And because I was like, I don't want Uncle Phil to have connections with the drug game and stuff like that. I was like, I don't want that. I was like, I like what they're building. Like, Uncle Phil is still an upstanding man. His one mistake, and it wasn't even a mistake. It's like when you look at Killmonger and you're like, okay, he kind of have a reasonable, like, I understand why he thinks that way. I was like, Uncle Phil, I understand why he did it for Will. And that may be something that his ops may try to use against them. But in reality, it's like, who wouldn't look out for family? If you have the power to do it, like, who wouldn't? So I was like, I don't get power vibes because I don't see Uncle Phil being Ghost. I don't see, and I was like, and if they, I said, if they go that route with Uncle Phil, I may have some issues with the show, but I'm like, I don't see that. And I was like, I love that.
And don't worry, he won't be Ghost. So that's not even a spoiler. He's just not gonna be Ghost. Right. And if anybody does, it's Jeffrey. He gave him a knocked off.
But see, I love how they said right off the rip. They said, I'm not a butler. They were like, what are you?
My house manager.
So it's like, fam, this is different. I see
everything.
Yeah. All right. So let me get my last two segments and we can get you out there. So we do what we call top five. So you talk a lot about 2K and you was playing Warzone heavily. So I want to get, what is your top five video games?
Okay, top five video games. This year's usually it's 2K, right? Is my number one. Ronnie, and I hope Ronnie 2K, you see this, man. You gotta, I know you don't create the game, but you're the spokesperson for the people who do create the game. You gotta be more consistent, man. This year 2K was slick trash, and I don't even play it right now. But I'm still a fan. I play 2K every year, and no matter what, I get it. But then sometimes if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah. And sometimes like they add extra buttons, and now I can't throw lobs no more because I gotta time the lob. And now it's just a lot going on, and now it just takes away my liking for it. And this is a compliment because I love the game so much that I'm frustrated. So right now, my top five, I'll say Call of Duty and specifically Warzone. Yeah. I love like the multiplayer, but I think like the realism of just being, it's like 150 people, boom, we all land place and we got to be the last four surviving. We was playing Call of Duty last night. That's my favorite game. Second is actually FIFA. Well, big FIFA head. I play FIFA a lot. Listen, at the end of the day, 2K is number one. It just wasn't number one this year. So we're going to throw 2K in there. We're going to throw Madden in there. And we got to throw Grand Theft Auto in there.
Ooh, okay. Who's your go-to team in 2K?
I don't even have a go-to team. Keep it a buck. Because I'm really not, like, even though I talk trash, like I was on Twitch. I was doing an interview on Twitch playing. I can play with anybody. You going to get dogged. Okay. I can play with anybody. There's a lot of good teams, too. So, I just know the plays. I run a lot of plays, though. Like, I'm up, down. L1, screen and roll, run floppy, double screen down. Oh, yeah, you in it. You in it. Like, I know how to play. That's why I'm mad, because I know how to play. I'm like, man, I don't even be wanting to play. Right. I don't even be wanting to play.
All right, so in this world, I mean, like I said, with everything that's going on with the MCU, Marvel, and everything, are you up to date?
Okay, so look, you're going to hate me.
Uh-oh.
So when it comes to that stuff, even this, oh my God, one of my best friends, and this is a woman, and she clowns me for not, like, I'm gonna be real. Oh, it's gonna hurt saying this. Why'd you bring this up? I like, oh man, this is gonna hurt because I get shamed for this whenever if I say this in public, people I don't know turn around. Uh-oh. They like, wait, what? But like, oh my God, I'm gonna hate myself for this. But like, I haven't seen like no Avengers.
Bro, you was in a whole campaign for Black Panther with Michael B. Jordan.
I saw Black Panther. But I have not seen no Avengers. I have not seen Captain America's.
Is there any specific reason why?
No, like it's not like it's really not a reason why. Like the only thing I've seen from that universe is like all the Spider-Mans. Okay, like so Homecoming, No Way Home, like all that, Tom Holland, I've seen all of them.
All right, so here's what I'm asking for you. And this is, I feel like I said, you my nigga now. So here's what I want. When you do eventually do watch them, because I assume that you will, you come back on my podcast, we talk about it.
Let's do it, man. Because like I see all the memes, and the memes get like 1.1 million. I'm like, this guy, like, I don't even know how to say it, but like, who's the villain in the Avengers?
Which one?
I think with the Infinity, he has like the rings. The Infinity stuff.
Thanos.
Okay, yes, Thanos. And like I don't know if you like, Supreme Dreams, the Instagram comedian. Oh, yeah. Okay, so RDC World, so he keeps me update with all that stuff, and I'm like, man, I got to be missing out because everybody, it's like that's a villain who like it's a type of villain that like the movie's so good that you like kind of like him, right?
Yeah.
Like right, okay, even though you're not supposed to, but it's like you. Like the backstory and like all that stuff. I was like, so I got to happen. I just haven't. I can't even tell you why. It's not about like I don't like it or nothing like that. It's not like
we're going to manifest something right now.
Deadpool. I'm a Deadpool fan.
We're going to manifest something right now, and I'm gonna call it because here's where I believe that you, because of how you are, based off of what I've seen in your interviews. You're going to get casted in something in the MCU, and you're going to go and binge everything so that way you can have source material, know what's going on in the universe. And we're manifesting. We're going to be in the MCU, bro, because I can like there's so many characters that they're diving into now, and I can definitely see you in it. But also, this is something that I wanted to bring up, and then we'll get into the last segment, which is just a recommendation. But the one thing that I wanted to bring up, and I don't know if anybody has ever told you this, but if they do the Kendrick Lamar biopic, you gotta be you are K Dot dog. Like, bro,
really?
Like, I get mad K Dot vibes from you. I was listening to an interview and I was watching. I was like, damn, bro, he seemed a lot like K Dot dog. And you already from LA, like, bro. If Top and them ever do anything, bro, like you are a shoo-in for the casting looks alone. But I can see you portraying that.
I mean, I'm down for whatever. I mean, if you say it, there you go. I get also like the Tupac thing, and I'm like, hey, Tupac, arguably the best rappers ever. So
yeah. All right,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Last thing, recommendation, something that you're either reading, watching, playing, listening to, but something that you think that our listeners and viewers should check out.
Hey, once again, okay, I'm gonna say another book first before I say this book because it's gonna be like, okay, now he's just talking. But Mark Manson has a book called The Solo Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and I just finished it, and it's really good. It's just like it's a tutorial, but like not in tutorial fashion, very like story like, and different examples of life, and where you don't overthink things.
Yeah.
Like it's not meant to overthink. It's meant to not give a fuck, and not give a fuck in a lazy way.
Yeah.
But like when people say you can't do something, just like don't listen to people, and just examples of like real life stuff of like when you do something and you end up doing it, it never works out for the best. It doesn't. Yeah. And I said that first so I can say this, but honestly, I want everybody to go get Will's book, his autobiography. Will do. Really inspiring. Willie is a step by. He opens up a lot about like his journey and how it was like meticulous. Like he told his manager, agent, I want to do this. They set up a plan. There's a certain book that he read to do it. Like he is so specific in telling his journey and giving you a step-by-step process and how to get to the end. And he is a testament to being at the end, not the end, but like, successful. Right. And it's really good, very inspiring. I would advise anybody, you don't have to be an actor or nothing. Read this book, man. And so Oprah said it was the best autobiography she's ever read. And it's Oprah. And you can Google her saying this because she says it. Yeah. So I'm not just capping. Oprah said, and Oprah got the book club. Oprah's read every book ever. She's read every book ever. So she said that's the best autobiography she's ever read. I was like,
all right, dope. So where can my people find you at, man?
Hey, man, follow me on Instagram, man, Jordan L. Jones, and on Twitter, Jordan L. Jones _ And tap in, man. Keep watching Bel-Air every Thursday, man. Let's go. Man, I'm gonna say this one, episode 8 right now, but the finale, dog.
I can't wait. I'm watching episode 8 right after this interview. I'm gonna check it out. But man, yeah, bro, I've been loving just everything about this series, bro. Like I love the one thing that I said is it's shot so amazingly too. Like the visuals of it look so dope.
Yeah, cinematography is great. Like when I say it's phenomenal, and you know what I love? I love the fact that like we got 2 seasons of this, right? Like off the rip. And we're probably gonna do more. I'm just gonna, I'm a believer in God. I speak things into existence, so it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But I say that a lot of people are like, "Hey, you're on episode 7," and it's like some people are like, "Yo, so like, why Will don't be hanging out with Jazz as much?" And I'll be like, "Look, you just gotta wait." Like perfect example of like. Wait for it, not for it to make sense. You know what I'm saying? But like, there's a lot of other storylines that's going on.
There's a lot.
And one of the storylines is like me and Hillary. So it's like, there's going to be a reason, like when we do get really close, like okay, we're waiting for Jazz and Will to be the best. And we still are like, we're the best of friends. Obviously, Carlton's involved. You got Trey coming from Philly. Yeah. It's just, it's a flow thing. It's a flow thing. Yeah. And it's going to flow and it's going to be dope. And I just want everybody just to keep watching, man. Just keep watching and just keep having an open mind, man. Just keep having an open mind to this. And I love The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's my favorite show ever. Yeah. Ever. It's my favorite show. That and Martin, my favorite show ever. But I just want to, my last thing to tell viewers and fans is that, like, I get it. You watch the first couple episodes and stuff, but like try your best to like break away from The Fresh Prince. Yeah. Try your best to not do that, because all you're gonna do is kind of leave yourself hanging. You so focused on something else that might not even happen. You're not even focusing on the storyline and how that's developing. And it's a completely different show. And in a way, even though it's called Bel-Air, we stand alone. We really do, with our plot, with the different actors, with the acting. Like these are two different shows that are still great. Like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is the best show ever, and Bel-Air is gonna be one of the best shows ever. So and it's crazy how they're so similar and different because this hasn't been done with reboots.
Has not.
Usually the reboots is about the same. It's like, oh, like you said, it's like the same people, or like, oh, it's the same concept, or oh, the same dude is still in it.
Yeah.
This is not like that. And no, I don't think any other show is like Bel-Air, any other reboot, because it's not a reboot. That's why it's not a reboot. Like it's a
reimagining. Like I said, it's a reimagining.
But there's no other show that's a reimagining.
No.
Like there's no other reboot that we can call it reimagining. Am I lying?
No, not at all. So yeah. All right, man. Well, this has been 101 with Deuces. I've been your boy Deuces. This has been the amazing, talented man, Jordan L. Jones, and we are out. Peace.